Well, Gail, I've actually done one of the songs that you requested in this like duo pick, so I switched out for the one next to it. Hopefully you don't mind, but I'm doing the other one too. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. We are back with another Patreon pick from our patron Gail H, our alpha patron Gail H. Thank you for your support, Gail. I truly appreciate you. We're gonna be going back to the album Ram by Paul McCartney, which I loved our first experience with, which was one of the tracks that she requested, Too Many People, and the other one was Monkberry Moon Delight. I think that's what it was. Yeah. And it's so cool to know that that he did all the instruments. Him and Linda wrote some of the stuff. We're gonna be listening to Ram On and Admiral or Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey, the medley. I had it up. Where'd it go? There it is. There was a couple singles, Too Many People included, that was released. Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey. It's so hard to say. That was the first single released in August of 1971, and then Ram On is just is written by Paul McCartney. There's no, yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, sorry about that, Gail, but I'll link the other videos up there if you want to watch the other one that. Sorry, AI camera. If you want to watch any other Beatles reactions or Paul McCartney reactions, they're all there. Let's go. And if y'all want to subscribe, please help a brother out. Click that icon right below my face. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, and leave a like and a comment too. Alright, first up, Ram On by Paul McCartney. 3, 2, 1, go.
Take one.
Okay.
Paul on the ukulele?
Ram on, give your heart to somebody soon, right away, right away. Ram on, give your heart to somebody.
That is good. I have such a feeling of just, I don't know, regret, but now it's picking up. There's so much melancholy in that ukulele.
We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. We're so sorry if we caused you any pain. We're so sorry, Uncle Albert. But there's no one left at home, and I believe I'm gonna rain. sorry, Uncle Albert. But if anything should happen, we'll be sure to give a ring.
This is showing up a side of Paul I've never heard before. It's almost like a quirky charm that I don't know, I'm not used to. Huh. I always thought that was like John in the the writing department. Oh. What am I listening to, bro? This is great. Wow. It almost sounds like the Wrecking Crew a little bit. I always say that, but it does. Oh my god. Just hopping. Oh, it did say it was a medley. Never mind. Okay. He loves doing this. He's mixing 3 songs together into one.
Admiral Halsey notified me he had to have a bath or he couldn't get to sea. I had another look and I had a cup of tea.
That grew.
And butter pie. Butter pie? The butter wouldn't melt, so put it in the pie. All right. Hands across the water, water. Hands across the sky. Hands across the water, water. Hands across the sky.
Oh. Yes.
Get your feet up off the ground, live a little, get around. Live a little, be a gypsy, get around. Get around. Get your feet up off the ground, live a little, get around.
So that's Marvin Stamm on the flugelhorn. I thought Paul did all this himself. I guess I was wrong.
Hands across the sky. Hands across the water, water. Hands across the sky.
Oh, that transition is seamless. That was awesome. Like, what the fuck? He was tripping with some of the stuff he's left in. I love it. It adds so much character and like, I don't know. It's like a little bit of dirt on the album, but it's in a, like I said, it's good. It dresses it up well. I like it. So I guess I was mistaken. I thought this was the album where he did everything himself, but he did the ukulele, obviously, on Ramon, lead and harmony vocals, acoustic and electric guitars, bass, piano, and keyboards. So basically everything. Linda McCartney did harmony and backing vocals. David Spinoza was not on either of these songs. Hugh McCracken on guitar, Danny Sewell on drums, and then, like I said, Marvin Stamm on the flugelhorn for Uncle Albert, and then the New York Philharmonic on Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey. God, that is so hard to say. Did he do that on purpose? Probably did. Man, like there's such like an inherent rhythm in every like song that he does. Like even like I'll talk about Raymond first. That was that might be one of my favorite McCartney songs. And I like, you know what I'm saying, like I randomly just had to fill one in because she already did Too Many People. So I just put this one in there cuz it was right next to it basically, or like a song over. And I'm glad I picked that. Like that was just a random, dart throw basically. And that might be one of my favorite freaking McCartney tracks now. It's just like 2.5 minutes of, I don't know, like I've never heard that side of him. Like if him on that ukulele, it just felt like he was almost pouring his heart out in a way. Like I don't know, like it, this whole album is such a strange kind of like drunken sailor, saloon kind of vibe. I don't know how to describe it. I know that Paul was definitely, having fun up there in his on his farm, you know what I mean, after everyone went their different ways in the Beatles. And I don't know, man, he wasn't my favorite at first, like when I first started listening to the Beatles, I was, immediately attracted to, like Lennon, George, all that, I loved Ringo's drumming. Paul was, I don't know, like, and Paul had been the one other than John, obviously, that I'd heard the most about in like my life. And he's him and Lennon are like neck and neck as my just favorite artists on here almost that we've gone through, because they're just an endless well of just creativity and ideas and songs. I mean, like I don't know how they wrote so many different unique sounding songs. They're all different, which is really hard to do, like because everyone eventually picks up a signature style, like it or not, and like you can definitely tell at parts that it's like Paul, but there were some parts in this that I'm like, wow, I've never heard this side of him before, even in like the solo stuff or with Wings or even with the Beatles. Like it's like a whole different thing. And I know that he was dealing with some some loss and maybe some trauma and coming back down to earth in a way, because he had just been on a roller coaster for like the past 7 years, and then he gets off and he's just at some farm in like Scotland, right? Like I'd get drunk and make music too, man. That's what I would do too. I mean, like, where do you even go from there? I mean, like, you were literally on the top of the world. It's really hard to come back down to base camp after you've been all the way up to the peak, He was past the peak. Like, he was up in the air. Like, that's how high the Beatles flew, man. And I don't know. I'm glad we got what we got. But then they went their separate ways. And then they made music just as good as the Beatles. Like, I think that's insanity, man. Like, what a talented group of lads. Lads from Liverpool. And I'm very blessed to have found them and to have found all of you wonderful people. Because y'all, 98% of you guys are some of the best, most nice, forthcoming people I've ever met with information about this band and this wonderful legacy that they've they left, and continues to this day. Because Paul's still doing his thing, It's crazy, but he still is. Like I said, he was the Energizer Bunny back in the day, and he's still thumping around to this day on that damn bass, and I couldn't be happier. It makes my soul shine, as the Allman Brothers would say. Man, I don't know if I could pick one, because the Admiral, Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, like I said, it was like 3 songs kind of mixed together as a medley, and I liked 2 of the 3. Well, I don't know if it was the first one, or I think it was the first one. Like, I liked it, but it didn't stand out as much as the final 2 parts, basically. I like how weird he can get, and like I said in the song, I was like, I thought it was John that kind of brought that strange quirkiness to the band. Was that Paul the whole time? Like, to the Beatles? That's crazy. Like, I swear it was John with that who had the strange little vibe that threw the little weird voices and things in there and all that, like it could have been the combination of the 2, or that was Paul. That's crazy. See, I'm just learning as I go, and I just learn from you guys, especially, Laura, Clay, like you guys are there's a list of people that have been, Joel, y'all have been so knowledgeable and forthcoming with the Beatles stuff, because there's a lot to it. I've got tomes. TOMES, tomes of Beatles stuff, like literally, like they're spell books of just Beatles lore, and it's just insanity to me. But they deserve every word that's written about them, though. They were that good. They really were. I definitely enjoyed I'd say that, I don't know, just honestly the vibe in both of them. I enjoyed the percussion in Admiral Halsey, but it was Admiral Halsey, Uncle Albert, and it's, I don't know, man. It's a very kind of like a fever dream kind of song. Like it just goes and you're done. The guitar was great. The piano was really, really good. Like the piano, especially in the beginning of the first, or was it the beginning of the first track or the beginning of the second track? I can't remember. But there was this beautiful piano kind of intro, and then Paul on the ukulele. I mean, like I said, I've never heard that side of him, and that was definitely my favorite thing out of both of these songs was that ukulele and Paul, just him crooning, but like basically, I thought that was fantastic. And that was a dartboard throw. God, these guys are good. I say these guys, the Beatles, you know what I mean. Like it's just I'm diving into the Beatles and the solo stuff at the same time that came after, so it's kind of a mind fuck for me at points when I'm seeing the future, hearing the future, and then listening to the past at the same time of these guys and where they started, where they ended up. I find it fascinating. I really do. These guys are definitely the greatest. Well, they are the greatest band that ever lived. They might not individually have been the most technically, not proficient. That's the wrong way to put it. They're not like absolute, the technical crazy, people, but they're probably the best songwriters I think I've ever seen. And that's what someone reaffirmed my comment about Paul McCartney being an underrated songwriter. He is still a prolific songwriter, and he's still undervalued at how good he is. Like, the world still doesn't realize how great they had it with Paul. And I think that's what I meant with that comment. Thanks, buddy. Digital fist bump. Got you. That's it out of me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you again to Gail H for another wonderful pick. Sorry I had to switch that one. Hopefully it doesn't make you mad. I don't think you'll care. But I liked Admiral Halsey a lot. I like the medley too. Like I said, I think the second and third kind of part of it more. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the first track. That ukulele was just mwah. Wasn't even 2.5 minutes long, and it's like one of my favorite Paul songs now. Ain't that some shit? Patreon. There you go. That's a picture of it. Get out of here. There's a link in the description. Join the $15 tier or up for this 1 month only. The last month to do it. If you want to get it at this level, you get one free request a month. There's a patrons only Discord you get access to as well. All of our block videos, all of our full album reactions to the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper, Revolver, Abbey Road, half of Please Please Me, half of the White Album, and some singles. That's basically what's on there for the Beatles. And then there's tons of other bands as well. So it's definitely worth it. We'd love to have you. Come hang out in the Discord if you want to come chat and vote on videos and stuff and hang out. And there's a PayPal and Cash App in the description for tips, requests, and anything else. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see y'all later.